Okay, we're gonna start here. We're gonna see a big tongue flick right there, and she looks in at mom. So the tongue flick is when she licks her lips. So that's a sign of discomfort and stress. And then looking at mom is the check-in. And I'm going to show you another video about how I respond to check-ins, because those are our first cue to step in and help assist our dog in the situation. So if you look at her ears, they're very forward and alert right now, but then they're going to drop back very quickly when she drops down. Also, she went from a full frontal body position, so she was straight on with this person approaching, and then you can see she turned her body sideways. So that's what I was talking about last night in the Facebook Live, about the proper greeting between two dogs is kind of, you know, turning towards each other, like into each other, but having their bodies sideways as opposed to full frontal. That's going to be, you know, that's kind of a way to say I'm non-threatening, but also kind of ask for space and you know, for things to go smoothly. So you can see here now her ears are a little back, so there her ear went back, and a tiny check-in with mom. Again, that's a great place to step in and help her. So her ears going further back, and if you look over her eyes, like her skin is like a little furrowed. So that's just kind of showing concern, and her being low to the ground is just making herself small, appear non-threatening. She's also not really moving much. Stillness is a big key to us, or a big signal to us that there's something going on with our dog. There's conflict, there's discomfort. No behavior is a huge behavior. So we really want to pay attention to any stillness from our dogs. So her ear is still back. You can see that. She's keeping herself nice and small, and I want you to watch the corner of her eye. So at one point, you're going to start to see some white. There's a little tongue flick. So she licked her lips. Again, that if I saw my dog do that, I would ask that person to stop and say she needs some space. That is her asking for space. So if you watch the corner of her eye, you're going to start to see a little bit of white. So we call that whale eye. That's generally caused by a dog wanting to avert eye contact because they're uncomfortable and they want to have, you know, they're asking for space, yet they're nervous of what's approaching them, so they want to keep it, you know, watch that person or trigger, whatever it might be. So that's when we get that little white in the corner of their eye. So you're going to see that soon. The wagging tail is in response to the potential engagement. It doesn't necessarily mean that she's happy. Her tail is very low. It's not, you know, wagging nice and loose, which is what we would like to see. So, you know, that wagging tail doesn't mean she's happy per se. It just means that anticipation of engagement. So she does approach the person, and I know that's where, you know, things get kind of confusing here, because if she's so nervous, why would she approach him? I would say there's just a lot of conflict here. So our dogs, you know, Maple is a very friendly little dog. She likes people, so she wants to have that engagement, but she's also uncomfortable. So that's why there's so much conflict that I'm seeing here. And I see a lot of interactions, whether it's with two dogs or a dog and a person, where there's a level of conflict that I want to say hello, but I'm just not quite sure of you. So you can see here, she's not giving him eye contact at all. She's looking mostly at mom. She's turning her head towards mom. You can see a lot of whale eye during this interaction. So her ears are way back. So this, and now she's turning even more towards mom as he's lowering his hands. So she's showing more discomfort as he's lowering his hands a little bit more. And there's, you know, he's not doing anything wrong here, in the sense that he's just, you know, petting a nice little cute puppy. But for her, it's uncomfortable. We saw, like, there was a big blink, and you're going to see a couple more big blinks from her. So again, just kind of a sign of, you know, I'm a little bit uncomfortable here. I'm not sure what to do. We see a lot of whale eye still. You see that furrowing over her eyes, checking in with mom. And now at this point, she's really starting to look away from him. So I would say now she's at the point where she's had enough engagement. Mom, she just looked at mom again. She's uncomfortable. She's now asking for space a little bit more clearly. And she really wants that. So again, if I saw this from my dog, I would want him to back away. We've got a couple more blinks, and now when she disengages with him, you're gonna see she's gonna turn her head entirely. So that's like a big, I'm finished with this, I'm uncomfortable, I don't want any more. So even though after this she comes back to him, again, we're just facing a lot of conflict here. And that's why we have the signs of discomfort plus the engagement with the person.